Hey guys, this is Xavier with Gotta Be Mobile with another GBM Ink Show. As always, our Ink Shows are sponsored by Mobile Demand. I'm here with Chris from Toshiba today, and we're kind of taking a walk down memory lane, aren't we, Chris?
We are. 2010 is Toshiba's 25th anniversary in the PC business. Back in 1985, Toshiba introduced the first clamshell laptop to the world, and we've steadily made improvements to laptop technology, introduced new things, new products. And we want to take kind of a walk back through time and show what Toshiba's done in the past, and then start to show you what we're going to be doing in the future.
Now, do you remember the specs on that machine in 1985? I mean,
it was Intel 8088. I think it had a grand total of maybe 16K of RAM on it, dual 3.5-inch floppies, really advanced technology for the time.
No, dual floppies. Now you needed that back then.
Absolutely.
So we don't have anything quite that old here today, but we do have this Portage from 1996. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, Portage is Toshiba's ultra-mobility brand. We've always focused that on bringing the latest technology in to allow very thin, very light designs.
And we'll notice this is from 1996, and back then this was...
That was thin.
This was thin, light, ultra-portable.
Absolutely.
You could fit in a bag, which was pretty impressive, right?
Right, and you know, it was a full PC, so you were able to run all of your applications on it, and still had the built-in 3.5-inch floppy drive, but we introduced new technologies like active matrix displays into the Portage brand.
Now, for our readers that are too young to remember buying laptops back then, I'm a pretty young guy, but I got started on this stuff early. Around the mid-90s, you had to choose between active matrix, passive matrix. Some brands still had a choice where color was an option.
Right.
Right, where it was black and white or grayscale by default, and man, if you had the money, you could upgrade and get color.
Yeah, and you had to have a lot of money to do it.
Yep.
So things have changed quite a bit, but over the years we've taken...
And I just want to catch this because we always see the PR releases and spec sheets bragging about using the word thin instead of thick, sort of as a how to describe a product. And this one says 1.9 inches thin.
Right.
And times have changed since then.
Yeah, quite a bit. You can squeeze a couple of laptops into that size now.
And how much did that cost back then?
Let's see, that was $2,500.
$2,500.
Actually, launched at $3,200, and then we gave it a price drop of $2,500 to really give you a great deal. And
gosh, that's incredible. Money didn't go very far, so it still makes me laugh when some of our readers go, "God, that laptop's so expensive. It's $1,000."
Right.
And to me, again, I've been doing this for a while, and they all seem cheap these days.
Exactly.
Now, what is this little guy? What is this, a netbook?
It is actually an early concept of what a netbook ultimately became. Libretto is...
And this is for 12 years old, 1998.
Yeah, back in 98, Toshiba introduced the Libretto 100 CT, which was a Windows 95 or Windows NT compatible laptop. But we really focused on making something that was as portable as possible. So you've got the 7-inch display, you've got the really small keyboard, everything that today you associate with a netbook, but at the time the technology required to do it meant that this was a $2,500 computer.
And what do we have here? We have a PCMCIA slot.
Type 3 PCMCIA slot. So
this is pre-SD cards, pre-memory stick.
Pre everything else, yes.
I mean, this is still pretty compact, and if you had the money, this would be.
If you had the money, this was a great way to get the absolute most out of portability, and yet still have complete Windows compatibility.
And it came with a whopping 2 GB IDE drive, so this would definitely be a secondary computer back then,
right? Even
for that time,
right?
Now this looks like a leap year, or something happened. Your year sort of. Went really well from 1998 to 99 because this thing looks pretty modern.
Yeah, so we took a lot of new technology, introducing magnesium alloy chassis designs to create the Portage 3010 CT. Removed things like the optical drive to give you the absolute thinnest 0.7-inch thickness. At the time, this was the world's thinnest laptop. But again, still keeping that Windows compatibility, not having to make any sacrifices in terms of performance or compatibility.
And we've got that keyboard that spans the entire width, so it's not a full-size keyboard, but it's at least usable.
Exactly.
And this weighed less than 3 pounds. A lot of these specs haven't changed a whole lot in terms of dimensions.
Looks very similar to products that you'll see today, just we've been able to put more and more features into them and better performance.
And this is, I mean, still, this is just 11 years ago, and we had a whopping 266 megahertz processor.
Right.
So, again, to our readers that haven't been into PCs for that long, or they're just younger, we used to get excited about megahertz jump, not gigahertz jumps.
Exactly. And you look at the memory, it's 32 megabytes, not even gigabytes, and hard drive is still amazingly small compared to today's standards.
Yeah, 4.3. Now we sort of give, people expect to buy a hard drive, give or take a few gigabytes, they're happy, or a couple dozen gigabytes. Doesn't matter if you really get a 500 or 640, and back then we were talking about 2 versus 3 versus 4. I think my desktop in 1999 had a 10 gigabyte hard drive.
Right, and today your phones are going to have even more than that.
Yeah, and then now we're getting into 2005, which just a few years ago, and this is still the Libretto brand. What is this thing?
So this is the next step in the Libretto evolution. So we're going still with that 7-inch form factor, the sized small sized keyboard, but given a little bit more performance. We've now stepped up to Windows XP. And this one came with a detachable DVD slice, so it was a very multimedia-oriented, extremely ultra-portable laptop.
Keyboard's a little small. I mean, my hands are big, but this is pretty ridiculous, right? I mean, you've come a long ways in terms of putting a usable keyboard into these devices.
Exactly, and Libretto has always been, for Toshiba, almost a concept car type of device. We take this kind of product, we make it available so people can buy it, but then we take the lessons that we learn from it and apply it to other types of products. So one of the things that Toshiba learned from the Libretto line was that the early netbook concepts of the 7-inch display type of device really wouldn't work because of the small size keyboard, small size display. So with our netbook designs, we took the lessons learned from this to create our NB305 that we have out on the market today.
Now this is a notebook that I really liked. It had some really cool technology with the display and whatnot. And this just sort of shows the progression of what you get for $2,000 from Toshiba.
Absolutely. So again, we're putting the latest technology into the Portagé line, and here giving you a new, even thinner and lighter magnesium alloy design. The innovation with the R500 was, rather than just giving you a bare bones laptop, we integrated in the optical drive. So this was a full performance ultra portable laptop that gave you all the this was a full featured ultra portable laptop that gave you all of the features that you needed. You didn't have to make any sacrifices that you did with other ultra portable laptops. And
back when we saw this at CES 2007, it was pretty revolutionary to even offer an SSD, period. And I mean, this came with it, and came with a display that was...
You had a transflective display, so you could use it both indoors and outdoors. It wouldn't get washed out when you took it out in sunlight.
Yep, and the battery life was phenomenal.
Extremely long, yes.
And now we've moved on to...
So this is the new generation in the Portagé line. So we've taken a lot of the technology that we've developed over the years to create a no compromises business laptop. The Portagé R700 will have a full 13-inch display, full-size keyboard, still be that extremely thin and light design with an integrated optical drive, and full performance Intel Core processors. So we have configurations available with the Core i3, i5, and i7 dual core processors in there. So you're not making any sacrifices in performance, but you're still getting the thin and light design. With that, we've used several new innovations in technology. We've borrowed from the aerospace industry to create a honeycomb magnesium alloy chassis design, eliminate a lot of the material that adds weight but still keeps the stiffness and durability that you expect from a Toshiba. And we've incorporated a new forced air cooling technology to allow us to put that full performance CPU into the system, keep it nice and cool while still giving you all the performance that you need.
And what's this going to cost?
Our Portagé R700, targeted at business customers with docking capability, USB 3.0 compatibility through our dock, will be under $1,000. But then we will also have a consumer version which will eliminate some of the more business-focused features like docking, but will be available with a Core i3 at $899.
Now, we saw the libretto over there, and you've got one over here. This looks a little bit more modern from the outside.
Yes, this is the new Libretto W100. We're introducing it this year again as a proof of concept, but a concept that you can actually go out and buy. So what we want to do is figure out how are people going to use laptops in the future. What is the next step in the evolution of the user interface? So what we've done is we've eliminated the keyboard, and we've gone with two dual screen multi-touch displays to allow you to interact with the laptop in a lot of different ways. So some of the things that we've done is enhance the Windows UI to give you the ability to interact with the two displays. You can have all of your applications up here with a tap of the UI. You can move the application down into the lower display, or
this is an engineering sample,
yes,
right?
Yes, it is. Okay, just one more. Okay, or you can stretch it across the whole display. So now you have the better ability to view view your web pages more easily in almost a full screen layout. Then obviously you still need the So eliminating the physical keyboard doesn't eliminate the need for a keyboard. So what we've done is we've gone with a virtual keyboard design. And because it's software, it allows us to do a lot of interesting things. We can use it as a thumb keyboard and give you access to the keyboard to use this way. Or you can toggle into other modes to allow you to use it in a more traditional type of form factor. It is a haptic keyboard, so we have a little bit of force feedback built into it as well as audio feedback. So it's not just a smooth piece of glass that you're typing on. It's very comfortable to use. And then beyond this, we've incorporated some additional UI enhancements to allow you to access additional features using the multi-touch capabilities.
So what is this going to cost? This is not, I mean, this is a prototype, but this is actually going to market.
This particular one is a prototype, but we will be bringing it to market in June for $10.99.